comfortable in meditation, that's when we can start hearing everything. Hi, Kimberly. Goody. Do you like my not purple hair, but pretend to be purple? I really like it. I'm like, I get that done. Kelly dye my hair purple. Okay, so this is something that you can fine tune, right? So when you're able to sit with yourself, you're able to actually get downloads, and whether that sometimes is downloads through journaling, downloads through meditation, whatever it is, that's okay. I think that it's really important to find what works for you. But when you are meditating, you are creating more neural pathways in your brain that are fresh and healthy, and you're able to quiet your emotional reaction to all the things. What I mean is you're healing. You're raising your vibration because you're taking control back of your life. No, we don't really have a lot of control in our life, but we can control what we can control, right? Which is our reaction to everything. I feel like I'm going to go into a rant. I'm sorry, not sorry. So we can control what we can control. What that means is that we can control how we're feeling. So we can control how we're going to respond instead of react. And the more that we can take control back of our emotions and of our feelings and of our thoughts, the easier it is that we're going to, thank you, Kimberly, we're going to vibrate at a higher level, which is going to attract our angels. Our angels are here. So it's not really attracting, it's not really the right word, but you're going to be matching their vibration so that you can hear them, because they are communicating to you. You just can't hear it, right? You have to work on healing yourself from the inside out so that you can make that time and space and connection with them. So meditation for me is really important because that's where I receive my downloads. That's how I talk to my guides. That's how I really started building a relationship with them. It's like going on a first date. It's like, you start out these days with texting, and then you move on to meeting in person, or maybe you talk on the phone before that, and then you meet in person. But it's very similar to that because you want to start slowly building a relationship with your angels and with your guides. You can't just expect to wake up and then all of a sudden have this beautiful, grand connection. I wish it was that easy, but maybe the next lifetime, okay? This life, we are meant to learn, and we are meant to heal ourselves and to ascend and to vibrate at that higher level. So the more that you can focus on healing from within and setting that time aside to meditate and to connect, the better off you'll be. I think it also is really important to not only set aside that time to hear your guides and your angels, but have you ever heard that saying, like praying is you talking to your higher power and then meditating is you receiving the answers back? So that's pretty much it. Like that's the key right there. And the more that you get used to hearing your voice, that is like the key of like hearing what your intuition is versus your ego. Because when you start hearing what you think are angels, or you start sensing them or feeling them, whatever your intuition type is, it's not always going to be seeing. But when you start working with them, the last thing that you want to do is really start doubting if you're communicating to them or not, or if it's your ego. So start with meditation. Start with finding out what your intuitive type is. Start with figuring out what your intuition sounds like versus your ego. Start there. And then secondly, like I've said, healing from the inside out. So what does that look like? Sometimes that looks like going to have Reiki done. Sometimes it looks like having a massage. Sometimes it looks like working with a shaman. Sometimes it looks like working with a Reiki master that also works with your angels and your guides and can give you specific channeled messages. Work on healing yourself so that you can release your blockages, because we all have blockages. All of us, myself included, all of us. And the more that we can clear those blockages and then sense when they come back into our body and clear them again, the easier it is to maintain that relationship with our spiritual team. And there's something I was going to say that I just forgot. Oh, blockages. So speaking of blockages, we have blockages in this lifetime, right? Oh, hello, Martha. But we also have blockages from other lives. So it's not even this lifetime that we're clearing. We're also clearing all the other lives too. So you have so many things that we can work on and that we can clear to really make that connection stronger. Okay. Martha says, hello in there. A Nidra student last night saw a little girl waving her hands over her face during the session and a woman standing over her. When I checked in after she left, it turned out it was my great-great-grandmother. Was that Big Lucy? who guides me doing Reiki and other healing. And the child was my great granddaughter. Oh my God. Okay. Which is going to be Tiger's daughter. They were practicing. Tiger's daughter was in training and they were showing me how group Reiki during Nidra might look. Meditation is crucial for strengthening the inner eye capabilities, but it happens pretty fast once you're in practice. Yeah, not telling Tiger this yet. Well, yeah, don't tell her yet. I'm sure she's she's so young. Oh my gosh, that is so beautiful. Oh, Martha, I'm so happy. I like honestly, like this just makes me beam with so much happiness right now. So I love that. But you're right. Once you have like that solid foundation built in your meditation practice and in your body and sensing and feeling and knowing how you are energetically, it's a lot easier and it's a lot easier to maintain. It's not just, it's not so much back and forth so much anymore. Once you've got that solid foundation built. I love you, Martha. That is so beautiful. And that's a big part of it for me is that I had to make myself sit every single day for weeks on end to train my brain to be comfortable sitting and meditating. I like to sit and meditate. If I lay down, I'm going to fall asleep, which yes, is sometimes what we need some at times. However, I know that I'm not going to get my best guidance if I'm laying down. So I try to sit up as much as possible. But what I'm saying is that sitting down every single day, and even me, the free spirited person, sitting down every day at the same time every day for the same amount of time. I think I started with like 2 minutes and then worked my way up to 5 minutes for a couple weeks and then 10 minutes. You get it. And now I can meditate for an hour and it doesn't bother me. I love it. It's like addicting. It's a really good addiction. It feels good in my body. I get a lot of my downloads, like I said, that way. I can check in with my ancestors, with everybody, all the spiritual people. So it's really important to really start incorporating that, I believe. Secondly, we've talked about inner work. So doing whatever it is that feels good to you, Reiki, yoga, meditation, therapy. Essential oils are also really important for me because it trains my brain when I smell a certain scent to do something. So I pretty much train myself like Pavlov's dog to whatever scent I smell. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm supposed to be doing this now over here. Okay. You can train your body in that way as well. And when I say train your body, you can train your emotional body, your mental body, your physical body, your spiritual body, all the bodies. And now I can't go, Martha says, and now I can't go a day without meditating 2 to 3 times a day. But I'm a crone. We need more of you, more of that woo energy than she called us young whippersnappers. Oh, Martha. Hi, Carrie. Hi, Carrie Miller, young whippersnapper. That's cracking me up. My inner child is very delighted at this, Martha. Us young whippersnappers really do need to meditate more, though. Seriously, for real. I would agree, because it doesn't take having to be a crone to really start embodying this energy. You can start now. My children, today was a day for Braden. He is 9.5. So, all of us, he has his really good days and his bad days, but he called again to say that he felt like he was going to throw up. And so I was like, let me talk to him. Please, can I talk to him? I was like, buddy, what's wrong? He's like, I don't know. I just feel like I need to throw up. And I was like, no. What's wrong? Nothing. No, I'm sorry. I'm not being very clear, Braden. Have you checked into your body, into your emotional body, and asked it what is wrong and why you feel this way? He couldn't get there. He was probably in front of people he didn't want to be in front of, and we were on the phone. So it was just, fine. So called his dad and I was like, what is wrong? Why is he feeling this way? And of course, sure enough, he got in trouble last night. So he was feeling a lot of emotions, a lot of those big feelings, and couldn't really express it. But how amazing is it that he's going to grow up from this very young age, knowing these healthy coping skills and mechanisms? I know not to expect him to do it all the time, so that's not my point. My point being is just that we have so much power and so much knowledge and so much access to that knowledge now that it's really so much easier going forward to help all the people and to start having these healthy coping mechanisms in place, right? So the oils, I talked about that. We've talked about meditation, crystals. are also really important for your environment. I showed this on the YouTube the other night because she's my favorite little baby ever in the whole world. I love blue celestolite so much. And the power behind blue celestolite is to attract your angels. And again, yes, I'm saying attract. They're here already no matter what, but you're raising the vibration of your environment and yourself with crystals without really having to like actually do much because they're holding all the energy and they're intelligent little beings. So that's kind of like a cheating way to get there. And I love it. I'm totally there for it. Martha says, yes, start with 5-minute meditation several times a day. Yeah. Agreed. I have to do that, like where I started slow and then I just worked my way up. It's less to bite off then, and then you're not committing to these big things, because if anyone else out there is a commitment phobe like me, I have to like look around the whole store before I buy anything, just to like, make sure that I've got like that I'm solid in my plan. Plus you never know what you might find. But it's like I like to have just like little small chunks, and then I can really make a bigger picture for myself, and then I can commit to things, right? I don't like to commit to things because then once I've committed to something big, I kind of get in it and I'm like, why did I do this? This was not right. This was not meant for me. And then I back off. And that happened for years with meditation. I would overcommit and then just be sitting there and not being able to like calm down, concentrate, focus. So training my brain to sit there for 5 minutes and then 10 minutes and then so on and so forth was really helpful. And I think it was Harvard that did that study. It's in my Meditation 101, which is on YouTube. If you need help meditating, do Meditation 101. But there's a study that they conducted where they had participants do this for 8 weeks, and it showed changes in their brain, like literally just as little as 8 weeks. So keep that in mind. It's not something that's really hard to implement. We're making it harder than it needs to be, in my opinion. So more ideas for attracting your angels, the meditation, oils, crystals, and then making sure that your energy is clear. That's also one of my favorite topics. And then I'll probably wrap it up because I feel like I've been talking for a long time. But I'm going live on Zoom, so I can't really tell how long I've been talking. So keeping your energy clear. There are many ways you can do this. Selenite. This is a selenite wand. I think I have like 3 of these left in my office, but simply just waving this over your body, starting at the top and going down, that's like giving yourself a selenite bath. Selenite will absorb and cleanse any negative energies so that you're ready to let go of, right? So if you do this at least once a day, or in between your meetings, in between sessions, whenever you feel like you need to just reset and erase, it's pretty much what it is. It's like the eraser in the paint game. Do you guys remember the paint game that used to be on the computer? It's like the eraser. Okay, and then also we've got tons of protective crystals available too. I've showed you guys this one before, my black kyanite. She's a beauty. I love her. So using these tools to make sure that you're cleansed and protected, black tourmaline, is really helpful. So the crystals, that's one thing to do, but you also can use visualization. You can see, sense, feel, know. Again, if you can't see when you close your eyes, if you're not able to imagine, that's okay. Then just sense and feel and know and follow along with a guided meditation to cleanse yourself and shield yourself. There's tons of them on YouTube. There's tons of them on Insight Timer. I've uploaded all of mine to mostly both places now. So they're available there. If you need a specific recommendation, let me know. But that way, even if you can't see it or sense it or feel it, you know you're doing it. You're following along with my voice, right? And you're cleansing yourself by sending your roots all the way down into the earth and grabbing that mother nature energy and grounding energy, feeling secure, attached, safe. And then you're bringing down that rainbow shield from your higher power. That's going to help shield you. So cleansing and shielding, make sure that your vessel is clear, because we do pick up so much stuff from others. And it's even as easy as just walking into the grocery store and picking up stuff from other people that you don't even know that you've attached to that energy. Okay. And they've attached to your energy. So keep that in mind as well. Keep yourself spiritually, hygienically clean as you do your physical body. Right, I think that's about it. I'm going to go drink some water and figure out what I want to eat for dinner tonight. Any suggestions? We have this, what is it called? can't remember the brand, but it's like this little thingy and it's aquaponics. And so it's like the size of my head, basically, maybe like 2 of my heads, but we just put kale seeds in there. And so there's like this much kale and I can't wait to eat it because we grew it in the house and I'm so excited. And then we have romaine too, which I've had for a while. And that's also delicious, but I'm super excited for the kale and the Swiss chard. The cats keep eating it, which is probably why Spooky keeps having her hairballs, because they're probably lettuce balls. All right, I love you guys. Have a lovely Tuesday night. I will see you guys tomorrow, actually. I'll be live tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'm pretty sure, for the difference between Karuna Reiki, Holy Fire Reiki, and Usui Reiki.